honestly loving it. It's very great to be back, but I wanted to paint because of course in this whole crazy moving, I haven't had a second to do anything, and all of my art supplies, well, most of my art supplies just showed up yesterday, which is why I have this fold out desk because we have a very old house. So this is my desk for now until the rest of our stuff shows up. But anyway, I want to do a painting today with you guys, and I wanted to keep it super simple. So what I did, I went to Michael's, they were having a sale. I've got, so this is a 16 by 20 canvas. I do have it, you know, landscape, and I don't know what you call it, but I do have it sideways. I picked up these canvases, it was a set of 5 for $10.99, which is honestly like a super good deal. So definitely check out Michael's. I know Hobby Lobby has deals too, but my Michael's had this deal, so I got those and some smaller 11 by 14s, so I'll probably do some smaller paintings. But I want to do something inspired kind of by North Dakota and the vibes I'm getting here. So I want to do some trees, and the weather is beautiful. It is cold. I miss the stormy England weather, so what I'm going to do is probably like a darker sky, but then like the pretty evergreens that like we have around here. So also keeping it super simple. So we got the canvases. I went to Michael's and also picked up a set of brushes. So all I'm going to use today, I got a set of, what is it, 7 brushes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 brushes. So as you can see, there's kind of one of every size. I have a little detail, some square brushes, and then some other ones. I'm going to keep it to these brushes. A fan brush is also another good brush to pick up, just because we are going to be doing some evergreen type trees, Bob Ross style trees. So fan brushes are honestly the best for those, but you can achieve them with these too, so that works great. I also picked up just a 2-inch flat brush for the background. It just makes it easier to cover a big surface that way. I do have my water. I've got a little paint palette here. Let me just put my brushes down. So in theme of keeping it simple, I picked out 5 colors. So what we're going to be doing, since of course this is your choice, but the best thing to have is a white and Payne's gray. I don't like to use black anymore. Black is a very harsh color. It can make or break a painting, and honestly, I've been using Payne's gray for a while. It's what my grandma uses, and she's like an incredible artist. It's just as black, but it actually is like a bluey tone, and you can get it very dark, but it's not as harsh, because you don't find black like in nature. Like, okay, there's shadows, but like not a harsh black. So I do like using Payne's gray. Best part about this is I can also use it in the background, because I can lighten it up with white. So this is just a white, this is a Payne's gray. Other colors I've got, super simple. I've got brown. I've got blue, in case I wanted to make the sky like a bit more brighter, I guess. And then I also have a green. This green is not bright, it's also not dark. It's a good in-between olive green, because using the Payne's gray, using the brown, I can make it darker. Using white, I can make it lighter. So that's how I'm keeping it super simple. Just having the 5 paint colors, you know, the 7, 8, 9 brushes, super simple. What I'm gonna start with is gonna be kind of a walkthrough painting. I used to teach these all the time, and I'm honestly super stoked. It's like I'm teaching again, but just at my house. So to start, we're gonna do the background. Super easiest part of all of it. This paint that I'm using is a bit thicker than your standard, just like normal acrylic. It is pretty thick. Like, look at that. It doesn't run. It does have more of a glossy finish, which I'm a fan of, but at the same time, like, it's not my favorite. But you can honestly use whatever colors you want, colors, whatever brand you want, whatever works best for you, whatever's cheapest, really doesn't matter. Probably gonna need more paint than this, but this is just what I'm getting started with. So I've got the white, I've got the Payne's gray, which, you know, looks black. I've also got the light blue, which is Viridian, actually. So it is a really pretty, like, kind of teal blue color. But yeah, so I'm just gonna start with these because these are gonna be my background colors. I do know with this paint specific, since it is thicker, if I want it to go a longer way and be quicker to dry, it's best to use a bit of water. So I do have a little cup of water sitting back here. Just put that there. I do have a little bit of water, so what I'm gonna do is take my big 2-inch brush, dip it into the water just a little bit. I don't wanna get it like too wet or anything. And starting in, just taking a bit of that white, bit of that blue, well, Payne's gray, I should say. And as you can see how that pulls? It's not black, so it's not going gray. It's more of like a navy color. That's the awesome part about Payne's gray. So I'm just gonna mix these on my palette here, just a little bit, just because I don't want to go in with just like harsh gray. And we're just gonna start going. So best thing to do when you're doing skies, you can kind of do like a crosshatch. So like this kind of deal. This can cover a lot quick, and it can help with your blending. Other thing is just straight across. So you can see this is a little dark here. I'm gonna grab more water and see how that just smooths it all out. It is still a little dark, so I'll probably take more white. I can show how to do a cloud. I don't know if I necessarily want to add clouds. I don't know. I'll show a cloud, but I'll probably end up like painting over it. Just gonna take some more white. But yeah, just doing that crosshatch, it can help blend. But when you're doing skies, natural skylines are horizontal, so don't drag down. You're just gonna get a weird effect, and skies don't look like that. So just to keep it more natural looking, I would do cross-hatching sideways. You do want it a bit lighter, at least I do, so I keep getting in more water. It just helps. You just want to go for it. I think I'm going to take a tiny bit of that blue, just the smallest bit. I don't want it too blue, because I want it to be like kind of more dusty, darky, like it's gonna rain kind of sky. The water does help blend a lot, especially with this paint. So we've got this so far. I personally, it depends on my mood if I paint the edges or not. It does help since this canvas does run around. It's not just a flat canvas board, it's an actual framed canvas. I do like to go around my edges and just like, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, you just do it quick. You can even leave it like that for some character. You can fully blend it, doesn't matter. It just does help to make the painting look a bit more finished. Of course you can frame them and such. Don't want to get paint on my pretty desk. But yeah, so if you want to add any clouds, what you can do, using the same brush, I don't want them to be in your face, I'm just dipping into that white. So clouds are really wispy, kind of flowy, sort of deal. Best thing with clouds, I'm just gonna take this and go just like a little, I don't know, like you're drawing little like half hearts, little half circles. And you can kind of, you know, fade them out. This one looks a little harsh. It doesn't have to be anything. You can do like that. See how they're super wispy. Now up close, this looks insane. Since you're far away from me, it looks better. But up close, your painting's gonna be ugly. So just don't even worry about it. Look at it from over here. Wow, clouds, beautiful. Up close, what the hell is that? So don't stress if you're up close and it doesn't look right. It's not gonna look right because your face is right in the painting. It's gonna be hanging on the wall. So, like I said, I don't really want clouds. You can add more clouds if you want. If you want this to be a bright, beautiful sky, go for it. I'm just gonna blend mine in. I don't want them. And get more Payne's gray, more white, dip straight into a little bit of water. And as you can see, I'm not using too much water because it's not dripping down my canvas. Beautiful. More white, a bit more of that blue. So it's up to you how far down you want to go. I am going to have just kind of like the tops of trees here. We're not doing full all the way to the top of the canvas, just trees mostly down here. Almost like you're I don't know, I was in a hotel room staring out the window, just evergreen trees. So you just kind of saw like the tops of the trees and they kind of faded. So I'm going to carry this down. Just for good measures, I'm gonna go to the bottom of the canvas because maybe, there's a little peeking of light through a tree. But majority of this bottom part will be covered. If you don't like the streaks, just keep blending. You can make it as blended as you want. I live right by the campus, so I live on the main road, and people are insane. So sorry if there's a lot of traffic noise. Someone's on their little crotch rocket, their little dating import. I hate imports. I don't like Japanese cars. I don't know, Skylines are cool. Like, I don't know, I like muscle cars. So if there's a muscle car flying down the road, I'd be impressed. But you and your little Suzuki, I don't care. I am gonna add a little bit more white because the sky is very dark. So I'm just going in with the white. And as you can see, I have a lot of paint left over here still, which is fine because I'm gonna keep using that Payne's gray in the rest of my paint, because I'll be using it for like shadows, the trees, all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna get a tiny bit more white for now. And I'm not making clouds necessarily, but I want to put just some patches of white in here. I'll just kind of give it, see that like effect of like almost, there's a cloud in the distance, there's like movement. I don't know what you call it. Add some more over here. It just helps give it a little bit more depth rather than just staring at a blue canvas. Smallest easel on the smallest desk right now. Cool. So yeah, it's up to you what you want to do. We don't necessarily have to wait for this to dry to go on to the next step, but if you want to take a break, catch a drink, really we've only been painting for what, like 10 minutes? Yeah, 10 minutes? So yeah, up to you. If you want to simple. I am fighting the sun right now, so hopefully I can get this done before the sun goes down. For this next step, I want to make some trees kind of like back in the distance because we do want depth to this painting. So you kind of want to think of it in layers. So easiest thing is to split your canvas into thirds, okay? So even thirds. You got here, you got here, you got here. So this top is going to be the farthest away from you. Back in the distance, nothing's really going to be up here. That's just the sky. Second area here, you're going to see some kind of background trees that are super far away from you. They will be smaller, but they'll be faded, but they'll be small. Also, in this area, you're going to start seeing big trees. So this bottom is what's closest to you, where we're going to have trees. They are going to stretch up into the second third, but they're going to be close to you, so they'll be like the middle ground trees. And then I'm also going to have some tops of trees just along here. So really, the trees are only going to be in the bottom 2/3 of your painting. Farthest ones being kind of up top, closest tops of the trees being down at the bottom. I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of easier to just do, but I'm still just sticking with that Payne's gray because the trees we're going to put in now are going to be your faded into the background trees. So with that being said, I'm going to use, really it's your call. So I do have 2 brushes here. This one has a hair. I've got this like kind of medium size and then this smaller one. I think I'm going to use both of them. But it doesn't matter. These trees are in the back. They don't have to be pretty. It's kind of just like, it's kind of in your eye line. It just helps with depth. So, excuse me. I'm going to use the bigger one first. Just going in to that Payne's gray and also that white. I'm just going to make kind of like, you know, an in-between, just a bit darker version of this blue. These are going to be the trees in the background, like I said. So, keeping it in this middle third here, we're just going to make some lines. This looks insane. I know. What are you doing? That's not a tree. Well, it is a tree. So, especially for this, water helps so much, especially with my paint since it is so thick. So I'm going to get this paint really watery. I don't want it dripping. I just want my texture of paint to be a bit more thin. So these are your background trees. Best step with this, taking this brush, this is like the tip of your tree, okay? Don't think about it, just do it. Just paint, don't think, go for it. This is the top of your tree. I'm just gonna blob it on there. Look at that, tree in the background. Blob more on there. Beautiful, okay? Yeah. And we're just gonna go. And the farther down you go, the bigger it does get. Now this is where people mess up, right? I'm gonna move the camera a bit closer. So this is where people mess up. This is the tip of your tree. You're not gonna see the bottom of your tree. So when you think normal evergreen, you think triangle. Not here. You don't want to make them too big. You want this tree to be just slightly bigger. Not a big old triangle, just like just a little bit. So as I'm going down, I'm not worrying about the shade of blue. Is it the same shade? These are faded off into the back. I'm just making blobs here. And as you can see, I'm kind of breaking them up. So I don't have just a full cube. I'm kind of putting it in between each other. Because like I said, this is also in the background. These trees are supposed to be faded, leave some gaps, but see how I'm not getting like incredibly huge with my tree? I didn't, bring it out to here. I'm keeping it just in this area, small. That just helps with the illusion. So, just working on your background trees now. Here's another little guy. He's a little light. background trees are in the background. There's gonna be more trees over top of this. We just want this so that they're kind of poking through and giving that effect of like, this is a long, deep shot into like a forest or something. I'm gonna do this one, just kind of poking, stabbing, going, working my way downtown, painting fast. That was almost here. So yeah, like I said earlier, doing the sky, this is not pretty up close. It's not supposed to be pretty up close. These are quick paintings. These are paintings that anybody can do. Again, I'm not going extremely far down. I'm not stressing. I'm not making my trees really wide. These are just little background boys. This one. And it's really up to you. You don't have to do that initial like tree chunk that I did. I just wanted to lay out where my trees will be, but you really don't have to do that. I'm just gonna leave that. We're gonna leave it with a little chunk. One here. Beautiful. And as you can see, my blues are kind of varying in blue again, just because these trees aren't even in the same line. This guy could be farther away than this one. So your blues don't have to be the exact same. Just the darker they are, kind of the closer to you they are. But just to keep them looking natural, you kind of want to keep gaps in between, because when you look at a tree in nature, you see the trunk, you see gaps. It's not like it's, perfectly full. So looking good. I think I'll add this one, and then that'll be enough for our. Ooh, he is ugly, but whatever. That'll be enough for our background trees. Okay. Cool. So those are background trees. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get some green. Sorry. We're gonna get some green on here now. So I am using chrome oxide green. I really like this green because me personally, I like more olive tone greens. I don't like super harsh, cool toned greens. I like warmer tone green, I guess, lighter green. I don't know. Emerald would work too. Emerald would probably be super pretty if that's the vibe you're going for, kind of like a bright summery theme. But since I'm keeping it more like winter, cool, kind of just not bland, but whatever I'm trying to say. So now that I have some green, I am going to stick with the same brush. We're gonna definitely vary between two brushes here. But using this green, I'm not cleaning this brush, literally going right in with blue on it, going into that Payne's gray, mixing them together, see how you get a darker green. So now, these trees are gonna be a bit closer to you again. These ones I'm definitely gonna carry down a lot farther than here, but same concept. Painting a happy tree. Do a line down your canvas. There's the trunk. Start doing your little sticky stabs. And these, you can take a bit more time on. They're closer to you. So you would see definitely a bit more detail in them rather than how those guys in the background were. Again, don't make them super huge. They're not going to completely flare out. You can get super wide. With a bit more, and you don't have to completely blend this color. Having that variation of green in Payne's gray helps with the detail as well. It makes it look more realistic. And you're just working your way down. So yeah, we are now North Dakotians, which is hilarious. So when you're in the military, and like PCSing time comes up, which is a permanent change of station or whatever. So when you're in the military, you get like a list. So a list drops and it's like, these are the bases that you can choose to go to. Like people that are, bases that are accepting positions, need more NCOs, airmen, whatever they need. Of course, in your career field as well. So there's kind of a limited option, but you do get a decent choice. So pretty much you make a list. It's called like a dream sheet, and you put all your options down in there, 1 through 10. Obviously, your best choice would be number 1, all the way down. You don't have to put 10, but I mean, just put your choices on it. It doesn't matter. So when my husband, when the list dropped, we really wanted Washington, right? So Washington was like top on my list. I love it there. I've got family there. I really wanted to like live near my brother, and I just like Washington a lot. So I didn't care about the rest of the list. I was just dead set on like, I want Washington. Don't care about any other base. So obviously my husband was like, dude, we have to, come up with a list. We can't just have 2 options, because there's like 2 bases he could go to in Washington. So we sat down, started going through all the different bases and stuff, and just like, whatever. Put South Dakota on the list, because I thought South Dakota would be cool. Now, in my mind, he was like, oh yeah, North Dakota's an option too. Now, I've been to South Dakota before as well, and I've been to Wyoming and such. We drove through North Dakota, but this was like 5 years ago or so at this point, maybe more. So I vaguely remember North Dakota and everything. I made the mistake of thinking North Dakota was Wyoming, because I thought of Devil's Tower. No, North Dakota is Devil's Lake. Devil's Lake is in North Dakota, Devil's Tower is in Wyoming. I got those messed up, so we put North Dakota on the list. Literally our last choice was North Dakota. What do you know? The military chose North Dakota. So I, of course, freaked out. I had a breakdown because, like, I didn't want North Dakota. I wanted, no, it wasn't what I wanted. So I was freaking out, upset, what being stupid. And we obviously, pulled it together, made the best of it. It was a very stressful move. Moving from overseas to the States, like, it's more difficult to move over there, I think, but just still moving from like a country to another country is freaking difficult. Like, luckily we're United States citizens, but like still, it was like a pain to get everything settled. I had cats, so like trying to get my cats back over here, because I took them originally to England, and trying to get them back over here, like with COVID and everything, the flights were like non-existent and everything kept changing on us, and it was such a freaking nightmare to get back here. Like, I never want to move again. So chances are North Dakota is, where we will stay, because I don't want to do another move. Like, I know it'll be easier since now we are stateside, but like I don't want to do it again. So, yeah, I don't know. It's cool though. Like, there's definitely a lot of cool people. We haven't met any bad people or anything, which is crazy. Like, normally, like, there's cranky people everywhere, but we have not met a single cranky person, which is cool. Why did I make that really little? I feel like that needs to be a big tree. I'll keep it little. But yeah, like, everyone we've met here has been super nice. I don't have any friends yet. I haven't really gotten out. I'm still searching for work. tree. I'm leaving a lot of spaces in between them. But I'm still searching for work. My tools aren't here yet because, of course, like, I'm an automotive technician and I want to get back into that. But I don't have my tools. I don't have anything. Like, they're still on their way here. So once that's here, I definitely want to get back into work or start doing more custom things because I really want to start painting bikes. I have so many Yetis that need to be painted for people. So with this tree, as you can see, I'm not stabbing. I'm kind of like squiggling outwards because these are going to be a bit more detailed. So I want you to see like the different evergreen branches in there. So yeah, just really working my way all the way down. But yeah, it's definitely cool, but I'm ready to like get to work on things. Like I've been going stir crazy not having any of my art supplies. I took up crocheting while we were in the hotel because of course like when you came from England over to the States you had to quarantine. We didn't have COVID, we took the COVID test, everything was fine, but you still like had to quarantine. So sitting in a hotel room forever was super boring, and then on top of that you had to stay in the hotel room while we were like trying to find a house. So I didn't have much to do. I started crocheting. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do, and now I am almost done making a queen size corner to corner blanket, and it looks really pretty, but at the same time like it's kind of costing me a lot of money. So I feel like I should sell it and then use that money to make another blanket, you know, for myself. I don't know, but like at the same time, I'd have to sell it for like a couple $100 to like make my time, my yarn back on it. So I don't really know. I'm just making this tree go pretty far down. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting. All of my stuff showed up, art supplies wise, not all of it, I take that back. A bunch of it showed up just recently. Ew, the bottom of that tree is ugly. I don't like that. That got too fat. I don't like it. I'm gonna stop on that one. I'll put trees like on top of it or something. Ugh, I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna make, I think I'm gonna switch my brush. So I'm putting this one just straight in the water. I'm not cleaning it yet. I don't care about cleaning right now. I'm gonna switch over to one of these guys. Because when you think of evergreen trees, they kind of have like a branch. Mine are, yes, branches as you can see, but since they're getting closer, they need more detail. I'm just gonna show you a close-up of what we got. So as you can see, close-up, this looks insane. So my trees are stabby right now. This one, since it's closer, the darker ones, I left a bit of room in between. It still looks really good, but definitely now I have to start getting details in. Okay, we're back. So yeah, I'm switching over to this square brush now. For some of these trees, I'm still working on that same dark green. Still working on that same dark green with the paint spray. But these ones I'm gonna add just a bit more detail to. So you can overlap these trees that we put in here. It doesn't hurt because you don't want to see this. You're not gonna see these bottom bits. So what I'm gonna do is start to add trees kind of where they would cover that. So this is gonna be my tree. Just holding the brush sideways, making a little line, and then using the corner of my brush, do the top stabbies, and then using like my brush sideways here. This really helps give you that tree branch effect rather than how that other one was so pointed, since these are lines. I moved a bit closer. Can I zoom in? Okay, I guess I can't zoom in, but I'll just put you like right here then, I guess. Oh, this makes it hard for me to paint. Okay, can you see this? Is my head gonna be in the way? I don't know. But anyway, I'm just gonna work on making this tree. Just taking my brush sideways. You definitely want to, so if you think about a tree, all the branches, they're gonna be some poking out at you. They're not all just going sideways. So I like to definitely like try to make more in there, because like I would think like, okay, there's more branches there poking out, kind of rounds around. I don't know how to explain that. But anyway, you can kind of make them come up just a bit, branch out, doesn't matter. You can have some go down. These are trees, man. They can look like whatever they want to look like. But yeah, I don't know. I thought so we really like to like paint along the Bob Ross, especially with me working at the bodega, so the bodega is an art studio in Peoria, Illinois, or Washington, Illinois, I should say, and it is awesome. So they're kind of like a paint and wine studio, and it's so much fun there. Like I love the people, I love the owners and such, and all the artists, and all the artists are like teachers or like teachers at schools, or like just really fun people, really artistic people, and it's awesome because they do this sort of thing, and you teach a class, and you can drink, bring wine, bring friends, and it's fun for everybody. And I've honestly been missing that so freaking much. Like I'm sure there's studios here, but like it's fun to just paint. Like you don't have to be an artist. And my parents recently, like my brother, they watch Bob Ross videos and like paint along to it, and they have so much freaking fun. Like it's hilarious. They make the coolest paintings and they have the most fun, and like they send them to me later and they're like, hey, judge which one's the best, and like they're obviously all the best and they're all different, and like now I can kind of tell like whose style is what, so I know like who painted what, but like they're all really good and it's so much fun. So like me and my husband CJ, we do that. I love him to death. He does not care about anything artistic. Like he will do it, he will try it. He is smart as can be, but when it comes to painting, he's just like, nope, don't care, don't want to do it, don't whatever. Like he's such a good sport though, and he'll like paint with me to like a Bob Ross video, and we made the coolest like mountain with water paintings. They turned out really cool. We hung them together and it was so much fun. So like I think this is fun. I wanted to make my own, paint along with me kind of tutorial. Oh, what am I doing? That one's ugly. Oh. Oof. Oh no. Okay, maybe we can like cover him up a bit. But no, I just think it's fun. Like I said, you don't have to be an artist. You can do whatever you want. The best thing is just being creative and having a memory, and make some badass art in the process. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna edit this. Like I don't want to cut it out, and I don't want to speed it up because I like the whole you're painting along with me, but I feel like this is taking forever. But like, I don't know. It's very relaxing. I really missed painting. Excuse me. How many like layers I want to do of trees. As we get down to here, I'm just kind of making them really big and blobby because there's going to be trees covering this up. So I don't want you to see, because like I said, again, these are the backs. We're not going to ever see the bottoms. So I kind of want to keep covering that up. I think we need a little dude like in here. We'll put him in front of that. What other paintings would did you want me to do? Like, I have a couple in mind of like, I don't know if I want to call them like trendy paintings, but like a lot of paintings I've been seeing on Pinterest lately. Using just like a lot of warm tones or painting like fruit even. I keep seeing a lot of paintings of like lemons and I almost said onions. Do you want a painting of an onion? Lemons and oranges. I keep seeing a lot of orange paintings. And I think it's kind of cool. Like, I don't know if you'd call it trendy, but like, I don't know. I think paintings definitely have a trend. Like time, I don't know how to explain that, but I don't know. I need some ideas of what else to do. Or if this is even a thing. Like, maybe y'all will hate this and hate my channel, but like my channel also doesn't have set things that we do. I kind of just do whatever I want. Maybe this is what I want to do, is just paint again. I don't ever get to paint paintings. I'm always painting Yetis and cars and whatever. Oh, but I do want to paint Hot Wheels. So yeah, I think that would be definitely a lot of fun because I keep seeing people painting like Hot Wheels. And I think that would be cool to paint like some Hot Wheels, like do videos like ripping them apart and painting them. Other things, so these trees are getting closer to you, so they do need to be a bit bigger. I'm gonna make a couple, like fill in the gaps, like these couple, like 3 bigger, because you can kind of see these are the same size, just different colors. So yeah, I'm gonna do like a bigger boy in here. But yeah, so no, I am obsessed with Hot Wheels. I don't know if anyone else is. So Hot Wheels, they're looking a little funky lately. I don't know what it is. I miss the old Hot Wheels that were like, I don't know, just plain colors. And I know that sounds super dumb and like boring, but they're just making like really weird paint jobs. Not even like cool paint jobs, just weird. So I'm all for a custom paint job, but like, I don't know, there's just been some weird ones and I want to paint my own, and I think that would be so much fun because I've got like my airbrush and everything now, and you can get like parts online, so like they come apart pretty easy, so I can figure that out. But I just think it would be fun. With this one being a bit closer, I want to switch to a fan brush. Okay, I said that, but all I have is this huge fan brush. Let's see what it looks like. I'm just gonna dip the corner in. Oh yeah, I like that. Like it. I'm just gonna work with that, just that corner. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. Do you think it would be fun to like take apart Hot Wheels and paint them? Because I think it would be fun, but like a video on it. Would a video on it be cool? Like, is that something you want to see? I would definitely, if I found, I'm sure there is a channel that does it, but like, I would watch it all the time. That'd be fun, because then I could like work on my custom and airbrushing. Okay, so see how this tree is bigger? I like that. I like a big boy. I like a big boy tree in there. He's a bit bigger because he's gonna be closer to you, so they are gonna be bigger. So let's put another big boy. Put another big boy. Where else do I want? I think I want a big one like maybe over here? I mean, he can definitely be taller. He can be taller than these. Well, then you wouldn't really see it. Put him right here, front and center. So this is gonna be like my only. How would that work? Because I want a couple big trees. We're just gonna make one really big one. He's gonna be definitely front and center. Oops. don't go back and try and fix your line. Okay, so. Because if you look at trees, like they're all different heights. And I want like one just huge tree in here. You can really do whatever you want. You can put trees wherever. This is your forest, man. So do what you want. Look at him. Yeah. I want to give him like maybe here's like a really dense part. Just kind of like, look at all that. Look at all that branch. Look at all that branch and foliage. I'll kind of take this brush and go in here too, make some texture to it. I like to switch between the two. Like once I get closer to the trees, like there's gonna be more detail, but like this still isn't like an incredibly detailed tree painting, you know? So I do like switching between the two because it just helps. With that texture that you want. Mustang. So yeah, this guy, we're not gonna go too low. I'll probably go a bit lower. I take that back. I take that, you can do whatever you want. Like I said, these are just like the tops kind of trees. So now that I'm getting down, start stabbing with this big fan brush, going back and forth, adding some darken with here. He's kind of in front of this tree, and this tree is bigger. Look at that. And once we add like highlights and stuff too, it'll definitely break up the trees. I'm just gonna put some random green down here because this is gonna be more blended in, but it'll be nice if this will dry while I'm still working on the other trees, you know? You know? Chanel? I definitely need another tree over here though. I'm slacking over there. So we're gonna put just like a little dude here. Okay, so I think that's good with like my super dark trees. I think we're gonna add some lighter ones. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take my brushes and just kind of quickly rinse them off because I just want to get majority of this black off. Oh my gosh, I'm fighting daylight right now. So I'm gonna take some more of this green. I do still have a decent amount of green, but we're gonna start pulling a bit lighter at this point. So just using that green, I'm not gonna worry about white. Rinsed off my brushes, they're not perfectly clean. I just rinsed them. We are gonna start on another closer round of trees. Since I'm using more green, I'm gonna try and avoid my darker areas right now just because I don't want to completely blend them. But these trees are gonna be lighter because they're closer and a little bit bigger because again, they're closer. But we're not gonna go as high with them. So I'm gonna put trees right in here. Put him here. And this green is way super light, so I am going to take just the slightest bit of that painted gray and just use it too, just for the effect. The detailing, kind of texture, that's what I'm trying to think, for the texture. And there's nothing on my brush here. Paint is a little wet, which I don't like. My brush is wet, but that's fine. We're gonna work through it. So this is gonna overlap these trees that you already made. Because like I said, he is super close to you. And I think I'm going to take just the tiniest bit of white on my brush. And just kind of add that for now, just so I can see the difference. And we're going right over those trees that you did before. This guy to be bigger. Again, we're not gonna make him crazy huge and thick. I'm gonna keep him in a bit, but it definitely is gonna get bigger. Cool, so there's one thick guy, and I took him all the way down to the bottom of my canvas. Let's see, we're gonna add in another one here. I kind of want to cover up this little back area, so you don't see the trunk of that tree. And there's no paint on this, I'm literally just dabbing it for the texture. There's some green, getting it on. Covering up. for dinner? I was just thinking about that. I haven't had dinner yet. But we got some snacks. We went grocery shopping. We got like some little, like, I got Lunchables. But we got like spaghetti and eggs and chorizo and stuff like that. So, you know, then we make some eggs. Why not? I just really want these trays to be textured. This is gonna look crazy until we add highlights and shadows. But yeah, we got 2 trees. It's looking good. Take a step back and look at it. Looking cute. One thing though I don't like about my trees is that they are like super full. I might go in when I do my highlights and add some lines just to break it up a bit. Just because me personally, I think they're really full. But highlights are gonna help with that and such, so it's okay. Another thick boy in the front. I am being a bit heavier with the paint just because I'm trying to cover up the dark trees I painted behind me. I am being a bit more heavy with it. This is really up to you. Like, if you want to make it more abstract, you don't have to put in and take so much time. Like, you could do it super quick and it would be more like abstract and blurry, and that could be like really freaking cool too. Or you could take a super duper amount of time and make it like crazy detailed. Like, you could definitely take this painting and go any way with it, which is what I like. Add another dude. Once you start to add all of these trees, you will start to lose them. But again, adding shadows and highlights, it'll get them right back. But we are trying to make kind of like a dense forest, because these are all the tops of the trees that you're seeing. We're not making the forest ground or anything like that. So yeah. What else? Definitely need some over here. Let's see, we'll add a thick guy, right? I need to start keeping them shorter. Thick guy right here. I love painting like winter scenes. Not like, I like snow and I like the whites and blues, but I also do like painting like more summery type scenes too. I think it just depends on my mood, honestly. Trying to add more texture to this guy because we're definitely starting to like lose our trees here, which is totally fine. It's always gonna happen. Okay, now we're gonna go in with another layer of trees, and these are gonna be like extremely close to us. So what I'm gonna do, using the same brush, taking more white. Now I'm using just white and green. I'm not gonna touch any of that dark Payne's gray. So same brush, not rinsing it, going in with green, a little bit of white on my brush, and I'm gonna make like the really close ones. So these guys are gonna be even shorter, but like really close. Ooh, that's a lot of white. Definitely don't need that much white. Oh no. We'll blend that out. These are like the closest ones. Ooh, looking wild. Looking wild. This is still just doing that like punchy, stabby sort of deal. I've got a lot of breaks in my painting that I don't necessarily like. Got two really close ones. We'll put a really close one down here, just because I have that room. Looks like a hot mess. It's definitely a python. What I'm gonna do now is switch over to, let's see. I'm gonna switch over to a smaller brush. So really it doesn't matter. This is just gonna be for details, just depending on how big like you made your trees. And I'm gonna start at the back and work my way forward. I'm gonna go in with that white, light Payne's gray, and just make like some really small trees in here. Just because I want that like even farther away effect again. But like, just some really small ones. Just to add, oh my gosh, I got the hiccups. Just to add to like the background of this picture. Some super small trees back there. I think they're way off. Some water. Paint's getting dry. So all this stuff is just gonna help with like the illusion of it being a forest. If I didn't add anything in here, I'll add another really far away guy. Farther. just Payne's Gray. We're gonna work on some details of these close ones. They're not close, but like the second ones. And really at this point, I'm just trying to make them look like as tree-like as possible. So since mine are very thick, I want to add kind of like some wispies out and kind of like up a bit. That sounds weird, but it's just kind of like, it's gonna change a bit of my trees. And I'm adding water and Payne's Gray so that it's like super thin. And these are just some details. And I'm just kind of hitting just like the bottoms of those punchies that I made with that super just black Payne's Gray. I'll bring you up close. So here, this is just my Payne's Gray. As you can see, this tree, I'm adding these little wisp to it, and that's just gonna help like break up my tree branches just by adding, and it's kind of hard to see on camera, but you can kind of see there. See that like black line? This is just gonna add that little bit of detail that's gonna really push your painting over into like whoa factor, because you need that depth and texture, and it helps to kind of make them look more realistic because they kind of go out. And see, again, up close, my painting looks insane. I think that's just definitely my style. So yeah, here you can take as much time as you want, but just see how that elevated that tree alone. And you can add this to all the branches. But I'm just gonna go ahead and work on all of these super dark ones. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm doing is taking this small brush and I'm adding just like a little bit more to my trees, just like a little bit of tops to them. I'm just taking this, and where I just see like maybe my tree seems a little weird, I am kind of bunching up those branches, and I'm definitely using a lot of water just to really make my brush strokes thin, and just adding a bit more character to my trees. It just kind of like just helps it a bit. I feel like it's a little weird on this side too. And this can help if you feel like your trees were too full. Stretching out these branches like this and grouping them can help with the shape of your tree and the effect, like if you're trying to do more detailed. See, it just kind of elevated these trees compared to just like this one. Just added a bit more texture to it, I guess. So yeah, I'm just going through doing this to kind of all my trees. I'm gonna make this guy have a little bit more of a tall. I'm just lightly, because the tips of the trees don't have like a lot, you know? So like that kind of, I feel like this needs to be a little clumpy. Maybe this comes out a bit up. I'm just adding some smaller, finer details to just really make that like effect that this is a full evergreen forest. And I'm only using Payne's Gray still. I'm not going in, this is not the time to add highlights. This is shadows that I'm adding here and texture. I'm not highlighting still. Highlighting will definitely pull the whole painting together. But I'm not highlighting, just shadowing, just fixing some spots that I feel like just had weird detail to them and needed a bit more definition and just some help really. Because not all trees are perfect. Not all trees are gonna be the same. Each one's gonna be unique. Getting some more water. But yeah, so it's up to you. If you wanna stop here, take a break, pause, take some time to relax, kind of step back, look at your painting from afar, see what you like, see what you don't like, and just work on those back trees. You can even do a bit on the front if you want on these trees, but I mean, I would change colors, but I'm just focusing just on these super black trees just to get them where I want. So yeah, take a pause if you want, keep working, it's up to you. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is start adding some, kind of the same deal to these front trees. I'm not gonna worry about like the super close ones, but with these guys, I wanna add a bit of shadow. So still using that same brush, going in with a bit more green and black. I kinda want both. Dipping into the water. And what I'm gonna do, so like, see this guy, see how he's just all green and you kind of lose him? I'm going to just help him out, add some definition in here. Just using little brush strokes and that same technique that I was doing on the other tree. You do want it to be a bit darker though than like this green. And you're just gonna add, that's like really dark. It's kind of up to you, it depends on like what shade green you got. But you just want texture in here. And just adding these darker greens will help with the shape of your tree. It's really hard to see because of the glare, but it's getting dark. There's nothing I can really do about it, sadly. But yeah, just see how I've got some extra texture. And again, don't worry about white yet. We're gonna go in and add white. So just go in to all your trees, add in some darker spots. Doesn't have to be too crazy dark. I'm gonna add in some up here. This is just gonna break up your branches. I swear, these parts are where like you can be super tedious and work for hours, or you can kind of just like stop here. Really, it's up to you. Like I said, the painting's gonna be up on the wall, so you're not, you know, it's up to you how much detail you really want to put into it and how much you want to fix. This is just kind of perfecting your trees to get them where you want. So of course it's hard when you don't have highlights in here. If you wanted to go in and do highlights at the same time, you totally can. It's kind of your call and how you feel about it at this point. Oh, dropped my paintbrush. It's kind of how you feel about it. So if you feel like you can, you know, switch between two brushes, have a brush for highlighting, have a brush for shadows, that's your call. I'm only focusing on shadows of all my trees right now. So just wetting that brush, using that like darker kind of green color that I made up. I just add in some branches. I think this is the most fun. I mean, I really like the stabby part, but like to me this is the most fun. Just sitting here and perfecting and just watching your painting go from green blobs to trees. Like it's fun. Give him a little bit. I need more green. I definitely just like this part of perfecting it all. Make this guy a little bit taller. if you guys have ever been to North Dakota, let me know some like cool places to go to. We have Devil's Lake that's not too far away, that looks pretty cool. So actually my brother, so he's in Washington, but he's gonna come visit at the end of the month here in March. So I want to take him to Devil's Lake, and of course CJ will all go out to Devil's Lake and kind of explore as long as the weather's nice. The other night we saw the Northern Lights, which was like super cool. I didn't know that was like a thing you could see here. I mean, I should have known, like, you could see it here just with like how close we are to like Alaska and Canada and such, so I should have known like you could see them here, but I didn't think it was gonna be like as cool as it was, because I have an app on my phone that like tracks them, and it told me like, oh, you have a 16% chance of like seeing the Northern Lights tonight. So I asked CJ, I was like, do you want to go like look for them? And as long as you go to an area that like doesn't have a lot of light pollution, or the clouds, of course, you know, can't be out. If it's a super cloudy night, you're not really gonna see them. But we got like super lucky, and we drove not too far off base. We were staying on base at the time, and we drove maybe about like 10 minutes off base over to, not Emerado, what is it called? I can't think of that little town over there, but like honestly, it was just like fields. And we parked on the side of the road next to this field, and we got out and like turned all the car lights off and just stared at the sky, because you can see like, it kind of was like greeny haze almost to the sky, and you can see them like dancing and such. It was so cool. It's definitely something that you need to see. Like before you die, you need to see the Northern Lights. So I'm really hoping that like when John's here, we'll be able to see them. Of course, it just depends on the weather and the sky and such and all of that. I don't really know like what all exactly goes into seeing Northern Lights, but I really hope we can take him to see it. It was so freaking cool. Oh my gosh, we got good pictures of them too. Cause like I have an iPhone, and so does CJ, but he's got the newer iPhone. And of course, his pictures on his phone turned out so dang cool, cause he's got the nicer iPhone than me. So he could see freaking all of it on his phone. Oh my gosh, but we had so much fun just like being out there in the middle of the night. It was like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. It was super freaking late when we went out there. And it was so much fun just seeing, you know, the lights and just giggling, and it was freezing cold. Oh my goodness, it was so cold. I'm just kind of, since these are closer trees, I'm just kind of like blobbing on dark, kind of weird green mixture that I made. Just because I'm trying to give it more depth than what I got right now. But yeah, definitely you need to go see the Northern Lights. It was so much fun. I know, like, depending on where you are, you can see them better, and there was some spouses on the military page that I'm on. They got some really cool pictures, like even better than ours. Maybe I'll put some pictures in at the end. Or you can look on my Facebook and Instagram. They're on my Instagram if you want to see the pictures. I'll probably forget to put them in. But it's definitely cool. But yeah, we need more things to do and to see and like explore. So definitely want to make the most out of this. Ooh, that's really dark. Too dark. Adding some textures to these front green ones. Really, at this point, it's just adding colors to your trees, just to make them not green blobs. Should we add some highlights? I feel like we should add some highlights. So I know earlier I said we're only using this many colors. So if you want, you can use white and add the highlights. But one thing I like to do with greens is to add a bit of yellow. So as you can see, this is an ochre. This is yellow ochre. I'm gonna use this to add some highlights just because it makes the green not bright white green. I know that sounds weird, I can show you. So like when you mix, can you see this? When you mix white and green, okay? White and green makes this color, which is pretty. I can use that as highlights, that's cool. But if you take green and yellow and mix it, you get a different tone. See how that is kind of like, it's very different compared to that color. They're still like super pretty. You can use either one, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna use a bit of yellow to help. So with highlights, you kind of want to hit the top edges. So these are going to focus more on your like super close trees and then like these green trees that you have. Okay, so using the same little brush still, I'm going to get a bit of water on my brush just because I don't want it to be super harsh. We'll start with this tree right down here, front and center. So this is already a super light tree. I'm going to start just on one side. Same concept as I was doing with that black. I'm just gonna add it. And this is where you're gonna start to separate your trees. See that separation between them because they kind of blend together up front here. But you can go across the tree too. I'm just gonna kind of keep this yellow on one side for now. And I don't want it to be perfect, so I'm gonna kind of smudge it. And you do want this to be quite textured, because I mean, these trees are super close to you. I still want them to kind of triangle outward. And I'm using both that like white mixed green and this yellow mixed green to do this. I'm just thinking leaves, really. Feel like you had too much, just go back in just with that green. Now I'm gonna hit the other side with that yellowy color. And see how I'm kind of going into the tree too? Doesn't have to just be on that edge, because again, the branches come in front of the tree. And I kind of want feel like you're using too much, you can always go in with just that green. Darken it up a bit. Lob it around. Keep going straight into just the yellow. I don't want just that bright yellow. Tiniest bit of white, tiny bit of white. You can hit just like a couple little edges in here. This is the smallest bit of white. Just hitting the tops of those weird shapes that I created. Okay, I'm gonna bring you up close. Okay, so using that yellowy green color, kind of that white green color, I'm gonna show you again on this tree. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You're hitting the tops. So see like those weird, you made those branches. You're just hitting the tops of them. And this can stretch all the way across. I'm not keeping it too perfect. I want it to be kind of blendy in a way. Oh, hard to see. And of course, if it gets too much, go back in with that green and blend it out. And there's just the tiniest bit of white. Very tippy tips. And go in the middle of it. Oh, wow. You feel like you need shadows, I'm gonna kind of break this up a bit. Cute. Oh, this is so much fun, but like my back hurts. This tree. This is again the most like tedious part. You can seriously make it super simple, or you can keep blending till your heart's content. But the easiest thing is to just kind of hit an edge first and follow it in. And I don't want like define branches or anything. So I kind of blend in some crazy yellow, blend in some green, go in with a bit of white, hit like this edge with white. Big deal. I want you to see like the detail in this tree. These trees are definitely more highlighted than the ones in the back. You could leave it looking like this, or you can go in with more green. And kind of blend it in more. And I'm not rinsing my brush at all. I'm just kind of making some craziness now. Want light, white, down to yellow, down to green. You can keep that bright white if you want. You can keep that bright yellow if you want. Does not matter. I do like to bring in just a tad bit of darkness again into some areas, just to like show the shadows, but not too much. But it's nice because that Payne's gray isn't like super darkening, you know? But yeah, it's up to you. You can move on whenever you want. This is definitely your call on how separated you want your trees to get, and how highlighted, how bright, how whatever. This is your call. Oh my god, I need to stop painting. I could paint for hours on this, but it's your call. You do what you want to do. If you want to stop here, go for it. Only other thing you need to do is sign your painting. So you can use your paintbrush if you want. If not, you can use a paint marker to sign it. I don't really have any super small brushes. So what I'm gonna grab is a alpha marker. And these are just acrylic paint markers. So you do want to make sure that your paint is dry. Don't do this when it's wet. Oh my goodness. But this is the first painting of 2021. This is really weird, but I signed my name backwards. Like, I wonder if I could hold it and show you. So I put the little 21. It looks like a 12, but it's 21. And then I do my big S. Oops, I need to. And then I do T-E-A-R. Go back over that S. And then I do Jessica. That looks like a crop. And yeah, that's just my signature. Easy peasy. On the corner. Make sure you sign your art and put a date on it. That way you know when you did it. And of course you can sign on the back too. If you don't want to sign on the front. But yeah, so that is our evergreen painting. Let me know if you will try it yourself, or if this video was awesome, then I mean, give it a thumbs up. Send me a message. Let me know if you try it. If you have any like ideas for what else I should do, or any tips and tricks, because I didn't go to school for art. I just kind of do this on my own and do whatever I want. So I'm not the best, but I am pretty good. I like to think I could probably do this better if I did it again and thought harder about it. But this is my first time painting, and like, ooh. I haven't done a canvas painting probably since, it's been at least 6 months. It's been a while, so this was definitely a beginning painting for me again. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. I hope you like it too. I hope you recreate it. I'll insert some pictures of it when the sun comes back out tomorrow of it hung up on the wall. do whatever you want. Just make sure you finish the painting. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!